Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1 of the Epsom Evaluation 2025. I'm your host Lee, joined with my co-host Chad as we look through the El Clasico of Ultimate Frisbee, the Woking Wasps versus Braishfield Ultimate. Now, I hope you all enjoy watching people's backs, for that is all you'll see from today's highlights. I'm sure whoever placed the camera there will certainly be fired. Now that disclaimer's out of the way, let's get to the game highlights. Over to you, Chad.
The game starts with Braishfield on the disc. Feeney passes it to Flory. Flory back to Feeney, who flicks it to the guest solo player. Passes it to Andy. Andy taking his time on the disc as Braishfield players move forward. Andy passing back to Robbo. And Robbo finds Bella in the end zone with a great flick. 1-0 Braishfield.
The Wasps are now on the disc looking to score their first point. Shaw passes it to Bradley. Bradley looks for her options. So many cuts but to no effect. Keeney's coming under but incompletes the pass for the first drop of the game. Braishfield now on O. Robbo picks up the disc, looks for his options deep. Everyone's deep. Passes it to Baker. Baker now scanning the pitch for his iconic huck. Will he pass it long? No, he passes it short, but the disc is still upfield. Robbo now on the disc, now looking for his options. Massive hammer to a herd of unmarked Braishfield players. 2-0 to Braishfield.
Braishfield restart the game with a pull to the Wasps' end, and it is Harvey who's handling, who finds Ben Shaw. Good cut from O'Donnell, the disc finds him. O'Donnell tries the long huck to try and find Garces in the end zone, but unfortunately not able to catch it this time. Braishfield quickly picks up the disc to restart the play, however we're not able to see much due to the large amount of Wasp players blocking the camera. Nevertheless, Braishfield quick to progress the disc upfields. It is now Baker on the disc, assessing his cuts. Bella cutting under, and a good pass to find her. And another undercut from Andy, who is found, who's assessing his options, sees that Oscar is poach. Passes back to Andy to complete the line. 3-0 to Braishfield. Great start from them.
Don't blink or you'll miss it, as a real-life Wasp shows up to give the morale boost to the Wasps, who look to get on the scoreboard. Bradley stops the roll. She passes to Silver. Silver looks for his options. Passes it to Keeney. Keeney now looking for his options. Passes down the middle to Garces. Garces scanning the deeps. Passes it to Carter. Carter with the big sidearm to Bradley, but misses by miles. Pun intended. Now at this point, no one has moved the camera towards the player, so I will narrate what's happening. Currently, Braishfield have the disc, and A picks up, brings it to the front. Bradley with the force. Game continues. And Bradley with a big D to stop the Braishfield play.
Take our time, Chili! Set the stack up,
The Wasps now all run to the end zone, looking to score their first point. Keeney picks up the disc, passes it back to Silver. Silver now looking for his options. The Wasps are everywhere, and massive Owen Stevenson is there for the big force. Big block by Owen, but big catch from Garces. Now looks for his options, sees Keeney, passes down the middle for the first goal of the Wasps. Wasps 1, Braishfield 3.
Insualu starts the next point with a big pull and a quick catch from Braishfield. The play is once again blocked by the Wasp players, so enjoy how slick our tops look for the time being. Braishfield passing around the back, trying to find their cutters and options. Baker is now on the disc, and a big hammer throw. It is blocked by our main man, Abdul Kaunga, who quickly picks it up and finds O'Donnell in a good position. O'Donnell assessing his cutters, who finds Shaw, who is free, and back to O'Donnell. You may not be able to see it, but the play is quite congested, so he chooses the back pass back to Nsualu, who tries to find Harvey, but unfortunately drops it on this occasion. Feeney picks up the disc as Braishfield look for a quick restart. Passes to Baker with a good catch to beat his marker. And then Baker passes to Annabelle, who's in a great position, very far up the pitch. And Annabelle easily completes the line back to Baker for 4-1 to Braishfield.
Braishfield with a big pull as the Wasps are now back on offense. But as always, it looks like there are even more Wasps blocking the camera. Someone is definitely getting fired today. Shaw passes it to someone. That someone has the disc, looks for their options. Kurt down the line, catches it with a big jump catch. Tries to find his options. Sees Ben Shaw. Big huck to the end zone, but gets blocked by tall man Owen Stevenson. Stevenson then passes to Robbo. Robbo looking for his options. I know he's going to throw it deep. He's looking. Big hammer to Owen Stevenson, but gets dropped by Mr. Butterfingers himself. Dr. Scary now running towards the disc for his first touch of the game. He sees Carter on the run. Big high flick, but gets blocked by Oscar on his debut for Braishfield Ultimate. Braishfield now back on offense as they look for a quick counter-attack. Abdul on the force. Robin now looking for his options. Big catch with Xander from Xandertron as he gets that high jump catch. Probably a vertical 7 foot. Big hammer to Baker. Baker catches a disc. Passes to Oscar but gets D'd by a layout from our man Carter. Unfortunately, that did cost Carter's life. So a moment of silence for him. Oh wait, he's back on the sideline right there. Abdul sees it but gets blocked by Baker as Abdul points to the sky in memory of Carter. Baker then looks for his options. Passes down the line to Oscar. This back with Robbo. Robbo now scanning for that deep throw. But actually gets past to Xander instead. Xander then passes to Savannah. Savannah with the flick to Stevenson. Stevenson now looking for his options. But gets blocked by the Black Mamba, Abdul Konga. Keely then runs to pick up the disc. Throws it to Abdul down the line. Abdul now shouting for Kurt to do something other than what he's doing now. But luckily, Bencho comes under for the goal. That's Wasps 2, Braishfield 4.
Silver starts the next point with a big pull to find Braishfield, and unfortunately our view gets blocked instantly by Kurt's sweaty back as he blocks the camera. Thankfully he has heard us and has decided to move in the way as the disc progresses up the pitch. Braishfield, however, do pass it back. Flory on the disc now as she tries to play it forwards, finding Feeney. Feeney to Andy as he sees the forward run from the Braishfield players. But it's our main man, Abdul Kaunga, with the big block, and I hope that disc is okay. Garces picks up the disc for the restart, finds Harvey, who cuts from the Wasp players. Some players going deep. But he passes to Phil for the through pass. Phil looking for his cutters, decides to pass back to Ella. Then Ella sees Garces, who is Poach. Garces with the long huck trying to find Abdul, but good block by Xander as he adjusts his glasses. Braishfield play it back around their end. It's Roberts on the disc, who sees the run of Xander, and great one-hand catch by Xander. Quick kiss by Henry Baker to all the ladies before he goes off to plan his wedding. Big catch from Feeney, which is unfortunately blocked by the player, but Feeney gets back up to find Andy. Andy with a quick pass back to Feeney, who tries to find options up the field. He passes to Bella on the under, and Bella with the quick pass to Flory, who finds Xander down the line, and another line pass to find Andy. There's Andy on the disc, who passes backwards to Bella, who drops the disc. Garces picks it up, trying to get that quick turnover, trying to find Keeney, but unfortunately the pass gets to nowhere. Andy restarts the play for Braishfield. He picks up the disc, passes to Feeney. Feeney passes to Xander with a flick as Braishfield tries to progress the disc upfield. Passes back to Tim. And Tim tries to find Andy, but just too short on the pass. Wasps now back on the disc. Wasps playing out from the back. It's Silva on the disc. He sees the run of Abdul Kaunga, but unfortunately the disc hits the floor before it can find the safe hands. Braishfield back on the disc. Still can't see what's happening. It was played down the line to Feeney. Feeney looking for that long pass, but no one's cutting deep. No passes short to Bella. Bella doing the same and passes back to Feeney, who drops the disc.
Keep it calm, guys. Set it up.
Harvey picks up the disc to restart the play, finds Silva, who sees the run of Insualu, and the Wasps playing around the blind spot here, but Insualu passes back to Silva. Silva on the disc, passes back in the middle to Garces, trying to find the perfect cut in towards the end zone. Goes for the high release flick, and who better to pass to than our main man, Abdul Kaunga. The pass delivered just like Amazon Prime. Wasps 3, Braishfield 4.
Braishfield are now back on O, looking to extend the gap. Robert catches the pull, passes to Baker. Baker surely is winding up for that long throw. Nope, he passes it to Annabelle. Something is happening, people on the way. Oh wait, I see a disc in the air. And it catches to Robbo, who scores for Braishfield, 5-3.
After a quick cameo from Epsom's chairman, Wasps are back on offense. Shaw on the disc. Chooses to pass short to Bradley. Bradley finds Keeney, who just about catches it. Keeney finds Shaw running through the middle. And Shaw passes to Carter, who's back from the dead. Carter sees the run of Shaw yet again, back on the disc. And Shaw passes backwards towards Bradley in the middle. Bradley looking for open players. Sees Keeney unmarked and in a lot of space on the side of the pitch. This attack's looking promising for the Wasps. But Keeney can't find the pass forward. The passes into the middle, into Little. Little with a quick pass to Shaw. And Shaw sees the run of Hill in the end zone, but just about drops the disc under pressure from two Braishfield players. Robbo picks up the disc for the reset. Goes for the long pass. Surely they can't score from one end zone to the other. They can. 6-3 to Braishfield.
Now for all you singletons out there, feature your eyes on the right side of the screen as Miles Carter rubs himself. Anyway, back to the game. Jimmy has the disc. Passes it to Garces. Garces passes to Harvey. Harvey looking for his options. He's getting forced by Bella. Harvey passes to Abdul. Abdul passes to Garces on the side. Garces looks for the options. Phil with a cut. Garces to Phil. Phil then back to Garces. Garces looks to play the disc upfield. Sees Harvey. Harvey catches. Harvey now looking to assist the goal. Throws it down the middle to Silver with a Wasp goal. Wasp 4, Braishfield 6.
Garces starts the point with a big pull, which surprisingly stays in bounds. Braishfield look for their options playing out from the back. It's Baker. With Baker on the disc. Passes short to Zander. Zander sees the underrun of the chairman, Peter Feeney. Garces applies the force. He passes short to Flory. Flory passes back to Peter Feeney, looking for his options. Braishfield players are quite high up the pitch here. Coming under is Oscar, and Ben Shaw gets to block before Oscar can get the disc. Keeney picks up the disc. Passes down the line to Garces. Good run from Dr. Ben Skerry, but Garces passes inside to Ben Shaw instead, who sees Abdul in the end zone, but just can't find him with the pass.
Braishfield now back on offense. Feeney on the disc. Feeney launches the disc down the field, and it gets blocked by our head coach Keeney, who uses all his youth strength to get that block. Well done, Keeney. Play resets with Keeney. Passes down the middle to Garces. Garces sees the run from Abdul. Big hop to the end zone. And big catch from Abdul Kaunga. That's Wasps 5, Braishfield 6.
O'Donnell starts the next point with a big pull. Tim, handling, catches the disc, passes short to Baker. Baker finds Ane Harvey, who just about catches it. Ane passes back to Baker. Baker sees the run of Bella, and Bella sees the long run of Andy. And it sounds like he catches it, not that we can see it, but 7-5 Braishfield.
Bradley stops the roll, picks up the disc, passes it to Insuolu. Insuolu passes it to head coach, Coach Keeney. Coach Keeney passes to Hill. Something's happening in front of Jimmy. I'm not sure. But it sounds like it's a goal for the Wasps. Wasps 6, Braishfield 7.
Sean Little with a big pull.
I saw you, Chaz. I saw you. Get up for it, Chaz.
But the disc leaves the pitch early to grab a drink.
This is why I'm not on the pitch.
Braishfield reset with a brick. Baker finds Annabelle. Annabelle flicks it to Feeney, but just escapes his grip. Turnover for the Wasps. Keeney picks up the disc. Low pass, and Abdul manages to catch it. Great catch. Abdul plays forward to Little. Little to Garces on the edge of the end zone. Could this be an equaliser for the Wasps? A lot of players in that end zone, but can he find the right pass? And he finds Abdul Kaunga coming under, and it's 7-7. What a game for the Wasps.
Braishfield now start the next point on offense. Baker on the disc. Baker has a high release throw to Robbo. Robbo with the catch. Massive blade from Robbo to Annabelle. Annabelle with a great catch. Annabelle then short pass it to Oscar. Oscar then throws into end zone, but it's just short of Annabelle. Wasps are now back on the disc. And Sulu picks up and passes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell passes to Ben Shaw with that tricky catch. Well done, Shaw. Shaw then winds up as he sees O'Donnell with a big run. Big huck. What's happening? I have no idea. It's out of the frame, and it sounds like it's a missed catch. Oh wait, there's another big huck. And Ben Shaw gets the block to deny Baker his bread. Wasps back on the disc.
O'Donnell sees the run under from Ben Shaw. Shaw passes to Dr. Ben Scary, who's in space, and gets his first touch of the disc. Scary passes back to Shaw. Shaw to O'Donnell, as the Wasps try to create space. O'Donnell to Silver. Silver back to Shaw. Trying to stretch the players here. Shaw to Silver. And Silver sees the run from O'Donnell and performs his iconic low pass as the Wasps take the lead for the first time in the game. What a comeback.
It's now the second half of the game as the Wasps are back on offense. Harvey on the disc looking for his cuts. Oh, there's a small tumble. Harvey passes to Garcias. Garcias then scanning the pitch. He wants to throw it long. Big OY from Garcias to... Who's that? Oh, it's Coach Keeney with a catch out of sight. He sees Insuolu in the corner, passes to her, and boom, it's another goal for the Wasps. Wasps 9, Braishfield 7.
Baker picks up the disc from the Wasps pull. And passes to Xander. Back to Feeney, who's winding up for that long throw. And his huck finds absolutely no one.
O'Donnell resets the point. Passes to Shaw. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell passes back to Shaw. Back to O'Donnell. What beautiful chemistry. Sees the run from Keeney. Big huck. But Keeney just misses it. Who, by the way, is celebrating his 70th birthday today. Happy birthday, Coach. Hope you enjoy retirement.
Braishfield now on O. It's Feeney on the disc. He's taking his time looking for the pass. Finds Xander with the underlapping run. Now on to Baker. Baker with the quick huck, trying to find Annabelle in the end zone, but she just misreads the pass in the crucial moment.
Wasps are back on O with Benshaw on the disc. Benshaw passes it back to Bradley. She's in our own end zone. Benshaw comes under for the cut. But wait, it gets intercepted by the chairman, Peter Feeney, who comes in clutch with a Callahan to close the gap. Braishfield 8, Wasp 9.
The clock is running down and the Wasps just need to hold on to the disc to win the game in these final moments. Suwalu handling picks up the disc, looking for that pass. Finds Garces. Garces just needs to complete a pass. But he fumbles it to Baker and Braishfield on the counter-attack. Baker finds Stevenson in the end zone and it's all tied up at 9-9.
It's the last pull of the game. Universe point. The suspense is through the roof. Shaw picks up the disc. O'Donnell makes that cut. Braishfield back on the disc, seeking victory. Baker passes to Roberts. Roberts looks for that final cut. Gets marked by Ethan. Passes to someone and Braishfield have scored. Braishfield has pulled off the comeback of the century to win the first game of Epsom Evaluation 2025 and beats the Wasps 10-9. What a game. I am in awe with both teams' performance as well as super sad at the same time. So I'll pass it back to Chad to close up today's highlights.
Thank you, Lee. I think it's a very disappointing game for the Wasps, who came so close to victory, but I think just bottled it in the final moments and lost their nerves with some incomplete passes. But great character from the Wasps to make the comeback in the first place, and also from Braishfield to consolidate their win tonight. Thank you for stopping by to catch the highlights, and we'll catch you folks for Game 2 of the Epsom Evaluation 2025. Viva la Buzz.